Problem 223. A rectangular steel block is 3 inches long in the x direction, 2 inches long in the y direction, and 4 inches long in the z direction. The block is subjected to a triaxial loading consisting of 3 uniformly distributed forces as follows: 40 kips tension in the x direction, 60 kips compression in the y direction, and 54 kips tension in the z direction. If Poisson's ratio is 0.30 and modulus of elasticity is 29 times 10 to the 6 psi, determine the single uniformly distributed load in the x direction that would produce the same deformation in the y direction as the original loading. Then we will also answer problem 2 to 4 because it's like a continuation of problem 2 to 3. So problem 2 to 4, for the block loaded triaxially as described in problem 2 to 3, find the uniformly distributed load that must be added in the x direction to produce no deformation in the z direction. Okay, so I have prepared here a table. I think it's better if we are going to tabulate the strain in the different directions. And below, I have already drawn the free body diagram of the block that is 3 inches long in the x direction. So our x direction will be in this direction, y, and this is the z direction. 3 inches in the x direction, 2 inches in the y direction, and 4 inches in the z direction. And then along x is the axial force P sub x, which is 48 kips. This is in tension. Then along y is compression of 60 kips. And along z is again tension of 54 kips. So let us first consider P sub x. Okay. So P sub x will cause an axial strain in this direction. So first is an axial strain along x, that is strain x is stress x over E. That's according to Hooke's law. And stress is just force over area, and then divided by modulus of elasticity. So the force Px is equal to 48 kips. We will convert that to pounds, divided by the area, which is this one. That's 2 times 4 divided by E. We'll just skip E for now. So the axial strain along X is 48 times 1000 divided by 2 divided by 4 is 6000 over E. Okay? So that's the axial strain. And then also this Px will cause lateral stress in the direction of Y and Z. So Poisson's ratio is, by the way, if the axial load here is tension, then the lateral strain will be compression. So there will be lateral strains in this direction. And it's in compression. So it's negative. So Poisson's ratio is negative strain along Y over strain along X. It's also equal to a strain along Z over strain along X. So the strain along Y is equal to the strain along Z equals negative Poisson's ratio times the strain along X. It's minus 0.3 times this one, 6000 over E. 6000 times 0.3 is 1800 over E. Okay, so if we are going to tabulate this, first the axial strain, that's 6,000 over E. Then the corresponding lateral strains, negative 1,800 over E, negative 1,800 over E. Okay, so this Px will cause axial stress in this direction, lateral stress in Y in this direction, and in Z in this direction. Next, due to P sub Y. Okay, so axial strain due to P sub Y, that should be compression. So that's negative P sub Y over area sub Y over E. P sub Y is 60 kips, changed to pounds, divided by the area. This time it's 3 by 4 over E. So the strain along Y is, or 60 times 1,000 divided by 3 divided by 4 equals. So again, this is negative 5,000 over E. And then its corresponding lateral strains. Okay, so the Poisson's ratio will now be, so since the axial force Py is compression, and the lateral strains are tension, positive. So this is strain along X divided by strain along Y equals also to strain along Z divided by the strain along Y. So the strain along X, which is equal to the strain along Z, is Poisson's ratio times the strain along Y. This is positive 0.3 times 5,000 over E equals positive 1,500 over. Okay, so let's tabulate the result. We'll start with the axial strain. That should be here along Y, axial strain of 60. That's negative 5,000 over E. Then X along X is positive 1,500 over E, and along Z is positive 1,500 over E due to P sub Z. So axial strain, that's axial strain along Z is P sub Z over area sub Z over E. So P sub Z is 54. That's tension, so that's positive. Times 1,000 divided by the area. This time it's 2 by 3. 2 times 3 over E. Our strain along Z is 54 times 1,000 divided by 2 divided by 3 is 9,000 over E. Then the lateral strains from Poisson's ratio. So since this is tension, then the lateral strains will be in compression. So that's strain along X over strain along Z equals negative strain along Y over strain along Z. Or the strain along X is the same as the strain along Y, and that's negative Poisson's ratio times the strain along Z. Negative 0.3 times 9,000 over E. That's negative 2,700 over E. Okay. So let's tabulate. Axial strain along Z is this one here. That's tension, so positive 9,000 over E. And then the corresponding lateral strains, negative 2,700 along X and negative 2,700 along y. Okay? So this p sub z, by the way, going back to p sub y will cause an axial strain along y in this direction, compression, and lateral strain in tension along y and along x. And p sub z will cause an axial strain along z in tension, and then compression along x. This is the lateral strain, compression along x, and compression along y. So if you look at the diagram for P sub x, there are three strains along the x-axis. Axial due to x, lateral due to P sub y, and lateral due to P sub z. So these are in tension, and then the P sub z lateral strain is in compression. Okay, so we can also see that here. So the two are in tension, this one is in compression. Along y, they are all in compression. That's why we have all here with negative signs. And then along z, we have two in tension and then one in compression. And then the rest are in tension. Okay, so if we are going to get the total for each direction, we have 6,000 plus 1,500 minus 2,700 is 4,800 positive, so it's in tension. 4,800 over E. Along Y, they should be in compression. Negative 1,800 minus 5,000 minus 2,700. It's negative 9,500 over E. And then along Z, negative 1,800 plus 1,500 plus 9,000 is positive 8,700 over E. Let's go back to what is required in the problem. It says here to determine the single uniformly distributed load in the x direction that would produce the same deformation in the y direction as the original loading. From the original loading, the total for y is this one, negative 9,500. Okay, so now we have a new loading along x. Let's call that f sub x. And then that we do not know. Okay, but according to the problem, this Fx should cause a lateral strain along y that is equal to this, the original loading. The lateral strain here is negative 9.5. So the force that will give a negative lateral strain should be tension. So this should be the direction of F sub x in tension. So that its lateral strain is negative Poisson's ratio times the axial strain along x. Okay, so this should be equal to negative 9,500 over E equals negative 0.3 times the axial strain is stress over E, and stress is the force F sub x over the area over E. Okay? So we can cancel the negative sign or negative 1 and E. Okay, so we now have 9,500 equals 0.3 times F sub x times the area is 2 by 4. So F sub x equals 9,500 times 2 times 4 divided by 0.3 is 253.3 times 10 cube. This is in pounds, or this is equal to 253.3 kilopounds. Okay, so for the next problem, problem 224, it says find the uniformly distributed load that must be added in the x direction to produce no deformation in the z direction. Okay, so let's look at the z direction. The total deformation is 8,700 over E. Okay, so we are going to introduce a new force here that will cancel out this strain. Okay, that means we are going to subtract a lateral strain here. So if we are going to subtract as compression, that means our additional load here should be in tension. Let's call that T sub x. So we need an additional tension of T sub x to cancel this one, the strain along Z. So that means the lateral strain due to T sub x, if subtracted from the total strain along Z, the result should be 0. So if you are going to write that here, means the strain along Z minus the lateral strain due to T sub x is equal to Poisson's ratio times the force T sub x divided by the area, that's 2 by 4 divided by modulus of elasticity. The result should be 0. So this lateral strain due to this additional force will cancel the strain along Z. We can cancel E and then bring this second term to the right side, and Poisson's ratio is 0.3. That means our P sub x equals 8,700 times 2 times 4 divided by 0.3 equals 232 times 10 to the power of 3 pounds, or that is 232 kips. Okay, so our answer for 223 is this one, and for 224 is this one.